Hey guys, so today we're gonna be looking at the best agent tier list, but here's a little bit of an extra thing. We're also gonna be looking the best compositions for each map. I'm gonna be breaking down each of these agents, why they're really good, why they're really bad. Definitely enjoy the video. But if we go over here, you can see we have Cypher, Sage, and Omen, right? That's pretty much three normal things. So for Omen, it can be really good or it can either be really bad, to be honest. And why is that? Well, Omen is a really situational character, especially if you have a teammate who doesn't know how to play him. So I'm not even gonna break down Cypher and Sage because they're actually pretty much a must pick. Especially Sage. Sage can just heal every single one of these. Like, even if Reina doesn't get a kill or whatever, or a kill orb, you kind of really need Sage. I didn't think I won a lot of games where we haven't had Sage, just because, you know, an extra heal could be potentially an extra life, right, or an extra trade. This is what is really good about. Cypher is basically an extra player, so I'm thinking he's gonna get some nerfs, to be honest. He's pretty good for info. He's useful in all situations, even on attack he's actually pretty good with his, you know, smoky things. Now, if we go to S tier, I wouldn't agree for Omen. I would put him at A tier just because, well, it depends. In high ranks, he's a must pick, right? But in other smaller ranks or whatever, lower ranks, he's not that good. So I guess Brimstone just got outperformed by Omen because Omen thing is, well, his ability basically recharges, while Brimstone you have to buy each round, right? So Jet is probably gonna get nerfed to B. She's really one of the best duelists out there. Phoenix is really good because he can heal himself. Killjoy is actually pretty good. She's not that great. Why is that? Well, Killjoy is really a new thing where, you know, she can prevent bomb plants. A lot of people don't know how to counter her yet, but she will get countered pretty soon, or people will find ways to counter her in some way or some scenarios. And what then? What's gonna happen then? We don't know. Like, is she gonna go to B tier? Is she gonna go to C tier? Raze, I would put just at B tier. She's really not that great anymore. Because the nerf really hit her really hard, to be honest. Salva can actually be S tier. So if you get that info right, if you get those shots, thing is, people, like, Valorant is like 3-4 months old, so people have learned how to actually counter Salva, like destroying her arrows and whatever. But if you know the usual spots when planting bombs and stuff like that, Salva is actually great for intel. Now, I play Breach a lot. He's pretty great, but his setup takes such a long time. Reina is pretty good. The only thing is, if you don't get kills with Reina, it's kind of useless, right? She's a good duelist, but she has 2 flashes, and that's it. She doesn't have any other abilities. She isn't really that much situational. Viper, I haven't seen Viper in a long time. Simply because if you want a wall or you have smokes, you can use just Phoenix or Omen or Brimstone. You can get more out of value than just Viper. So I'd say Viper is the most terrible one. And Raze is the second most terrible one, to be honest. Reina is actually pretty much picked a lot. And people have found ways to counter her. I guess she's really good if you're getting kills. I've seen either people carrying, you know, with Reina, or either just falling behind even though they're duelists. Breach is alright. I mean, he'll get better. But if we want to go to recommended comps over here, we have Ascent. Now, Ascent is really a long map, right? So it's really situational. Cypher is a must pick on Ascent because Ascent is a huge map, so you need like a lot of info. You need, you know, the camera will help you a lot. Omen is also a must pick. I guess you don't really need, as I see from T1, I don't see a lot of actual Sage plays on Ascent, so I would definitely agree that Omen, Phoenix, Killjoy, and Salva can play there. But Killjoy and Cypher can be really great for maintaining sides because Ascent is like a huge portion, right? You don't really, you have a lot of, you know, potential ways people can push through in Ascent, and that's why you want as much other abilities and gadgets helping you, right? Omen has to smoke mid always if you're defending. Salva is great for darts, but it's pretty hard to master. Phoenix is perfect for flashes and can heal himself. I mean, he's great for entries, but you can switch Phoenix with something like, for example, Sage or I guess others are mostly picked off. You could also switch Phoenix for Breach, but then you wouldn't have a one initiator. So you only have one duelist in this meta. So if we look at here at Bind, Bind is now pretty much better with Brimstone. Cypher is always picked going to B. Raze, I mean, Raze is great here on Bind because they're small corners, but her nerf is not that good anymore. So Sage, you need those walls on defense and, you know, those pushes on offense. Sage is a must pick on Bind, otherwise they'll just probably lose. So Brimstone is great for smokes, you know, when attacking on A or attacking on B. And Salva again is gonna just, you know, gonna get picked every round except for Split. And why is that? Now Heaven is a pretty interesting map because you have like short doors. How do you say that? Yeah, I guess this is like the best picks on there. Jett, why Jett? Why should we pick Jett on here? Well, Jett is kind of a character that can perform really well in Heaven, especially because you have a lot of, you know, upper advantages when using her abilities. You can go to sweet spots and get like easy picks, right? Cypher is just a must pick always. You can see Cypher is on every single map, right? Then we have like Omen. So Omen is something that can buy you smokes instead of Brimstone. Like on Bind, like in Bind you need at least 3 smokes, right, when defending. Sage on Heaven is, you know, she is needed like not as much as on Bind or on, I don't know, on Split, but she can wall off a lot of things. Like, for example, she can wall off mid, she can wall off C, and it gives you really a lot of breathing room for your team. Now we have Salva. So Salva is going to be here because Heaven has some great spots for arrows, and it can really push those enemies out. I guess this would be okay. You could also replace, like, I guess, Jett with Killjoy, or Omen. Well, not really Omen, you need smokes, but you could also replace Killjoy with Salva, but you wouldn't get as much info. Now Split is actually a great map. You need a Cypher, of course. Cypher is always a must pick. Omen is pretty much great for controlling mid on Split, and Phoenix is good for flashes. It's like a lot of corners on Split, so it really helps you out getting that map control. And I wouldn't pick Raze on here, but I would actually pick Killjoy. Killjoy is actually pretty good on Split, just because Raze is kind of, I mean, in upper rank she's really good, but in lower rank she's not that great. Sage, you can't play, you won't win on Split if you don't pick Sage. If you have 3 duelists or whatever, don't, you know, you simply won't win without Sage because they'll just get full mid control. You'll just get obliterated, to be honest. And I guess this is a pretty good composition. You know, Salva is pretty hard to master, but these are pretty easy, I guess. Anyway, I think this should be it for this video. You know, you should have a clear basic understanding of how our tier list works and the best compositions for each map. And yeah, this is Fatman signing out. Peace, guys.